Hello friends, I am Shukanya and you are welcome to the Physics Warrior by Shukanya YouTube channel, and this is the fifth lecture on the elasticity topic series. Guys, without wasting a single minute, we will see which points today we are going to study. Let's see. In this lecture, we are going to study Poisson's ratio. Next, determination of Young's modulus of a material of a wire. And last point is the relation between Young's modulus, coefficient of linear expansion and thermal stress. Poisson's ratio is also simple but important point. When a force is applied to the body along the direction, there is a change in size along the direction of force, change in size in perpendicular direction. जब हम बॉडी पर अप्लाइड फोर्स अप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो किस किस में चेंज आ रहा है, तो हमारा चेंज आ रहा है उसकी साइज में अलॉन्ग द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फोर्स, फोर्स की डायरेक्शन की साइज में चेंज आ रहा है. एंड नेक्स्ट चेंज इन साइज परपेंडिकुलर टू द डायरेक्शन, फोर्स की डायरेक्शन में एक चेंज आ रहा है एंड नेक्स्ट चेंज साइज में परपेंडिकुलर टू द डायरेक्शन में चेंज आ रहा है. देन longitudinal extension is accompanied by the lateral construction. This lateral construction depends on the nature of the body and is proportional to the size, direction as well as stress. This proportional change is called as the lateral strain. Keep this in mind. How lateral strain come in picture? Which parameters matter here? Size, direction and stress. Due to this, we get the proportional change and that change is called as the lateral strain. What is the definition for the Poisson's ratio? We will define the Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio is denoted by sigma and is defined as the ratio of lateral strain, that is transverse strain, to that of longitudinal strain. Poisson's ratio both strain का ratio है. Poisson's ratio is itself a ratio of lateral strain to that of longitudinal strain. Poisson's ratio का नाम भी रेशियो है एंड एक्चुअली ये टू क्वांटिटी का रेशियो भी है. इट्स अ मैजिक टाइप ना, but it is not magic, it is a theoretical point. Keep this in mind. Next, within an elastic limit, lateral strain is proportional to the longitudinal strain. ये इलास्टिक बॉडी के लिए ही वर्क करता है. जब तक हमारा इलास्टिक लिमिट है तब तक lateral strain is directly proportional to the longitudinal strain. From this, lateral strain is directly proportional to the longitudinal strain. Ignore this middle word. So lateral strain is directly proportional to the longitudinal strain within an elastic limit. So rearranging this equation, lateral strain is equal to some constant sigma into longitudinal strain. The constant of proportionality sigma is called as Poisson's ratio. So Poisson's ratio sigma is equal to lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. Are you getting this formula by rearranging this formula? Correct. Poisson's ratio is equal to lateral strain to that of longitudinal strain. Now, for the homogeneous isotopic medium. What is the homogeneous medium? Homogeneous is the one phase. जो हमारा मटेरियल वन फेज में है, that material is called homogeneous. For a homogeneous isotopic material, Poisson's ratio varying from -1 to 0.5. That is, -1 is less than equal to Poisson's ratio is less than equal to 0.5. This sigma is nothing but the notation for Poisson's ratio. And in other case, actual practice, sigma is always positive. That means in actual practice, Poisson's ratio is always positive. So 1 is less than sigma is less than equal to 0.5. It means that in actual practice case, sigma is a positive quantity. Example, Poisson's ratio of rock is 0. That of metal is 0.3. That of rubber is nearly 0.5. Then out of these, which one has the highest Poisson's ratio? Rubber has the higher Poisson's ratio. Its value is 0.5. That is, sigma for rubber or Poisson's ratio for the rubber is 0.5. Okay. From this, we can conclude that Poisson's ratio is the ratio of two similar quantities, that is lateral strain to that of longitudinal strain. मतलब ये दो टू सिमिलर क्वांटिटी का रेशियो है, so that this is a unitless quantity ना. Poisson's ratio is a unitless quantity and also dimensionless quantity. Poisson's ratio is named after the Siemens-Poisson. ये जो Poisson's ratio है, it is invented by the Siemens-Poisson, so that named by the scientist Poisson's. Up to this, it is all about the Poisson's ratio, and now we will moving toward the next point, that is, in this today's lecture, we are going to study about the determination of Young's modulus of a material of a wire. For studying this, we need this diagram. From this diagram, we are getting the idea how we determine the Young's modulus for a material of a wire. Okay. Firstly, we will study about this given diagram. Let's see. Firstly, we know about the what is a S, what is a P, what is a Q, M, V, and W. What are the terminology? Firstly, we will see that. See here that given that S is a rigid support. See in diagram. This S is a rigid support which is kept at a constant, and from that rigid support we have suspended the wire P and Q. P and Q are both wires which is suspended by the rigid support. P is a reference wire. See in this diagram, this first wire P, which is a reference wire. This P is a reference wire, and another wire is a Q, which is the experimental wire. From that wire Q, we doing the experiment and finding the Young's modulus of a material of a wire. Next, M is a graduated scale in the millimeters. See here, this M is a graduated scale in the form of millimeters. Next, P is a Vernier scale. This P is a Vernier scale which doing the experiment from the experimental wire Q. And last, W is the weight attached to the wire P. See in diagram. And this W which is attached to the one lower end of the wire P. Okay. Listen this carefully. I will repeat again. Vernier scale P which is attached one bottom end of the wire Q, and Q is a experimental wire. Okay. Whereas main scale M which is attached one end of the bottom of the P wire, and P is a reference wire. Guys, until now whatever I have explained about the representation of the diagram of the arrangement of determination of Young's modulus of a material of a wire, these points I have shown theoretically. If you want to note down this point, please pause this video and start to note down these theory points in your notebook, because when in exam question coming like determination of Young's modulus of material of wire, that time these theory points helps you more. Means if you revise this point, that maybe gives a booster idea for writing your theory examination also. Okay, please pause this video and start to note down this very important point. Guys, now I am going to explain further information regarding this diagram. Please listen carefully. When weights are placed in the pan attached to the experimental wire, see this Q is experimental wire, and इसके pan में जो pan है, इस pan में हम known weight attach कर रहे हैं. The load is increased, which thereby increase in the force in the wire Q. When we increase the load in the wire Q, that time force also increases. Due to this elongation, that is extension in the wire, pulls in the wire Q, that is experimental wire. Because increase in the force in the experimental wire. Why elongation created in the experimental wire? Can you tell me? Okay, I will tell you. Because increase in the force in the experimental wire due to the load increases, that's why elongation created in the wire Q, that is experimental wire, and experimental wire is measured by the Vernier scale P. The reference wire is used, this reference wire P is used to compensate the change in length that may be occur due to the change in temperature, that is increase in length of reference wire and experimental wire due to the change of room temperature is the same. Okay, I will explain again. Listen carefully. Why are we using this reference wire P? Because reference wire we are using for compensate change in length that may be occur due to change in temperature, that is increase in length of a reference wire and experimental wire due to the change of room temperature is the same. It's a simple explanation. I want to say here, when weights are adding here in experimental wire. Experimental wire के pan में when we are adding a weight, that time we get load increase in the wire Q. ये वायर में लोड इंक्रीज हो रहा है. ड्यू टू दिस लोड फोर्स आल्सो इंक्रीजिंग and elongation produced in the wire Q. Elongation is nothing but the extension in that wire. When we pull this wire, there will be the expansion or expand in the wire. Then, because increasing in the force in the experimental wire, the elongation produced in the wire Q, and that elongation were measured by using the vernier scale, and this vernier scale P, which is attached to the one free end of the experimental wire, and P is the reference wire which is used to compensate about length or change in length that may be occur due to the change in temperature, that is increase in length of a reference wire, and experimental wire Q due to the change of room temperature is the same. Guys, I want to ask you one question. Tell me why we are adding a sufficient load in both the reference wire and experimental wire. What is need to add weight in pan of experimental wire and reference wire? Okay, I will tell you. In both reference wire as well as experimental wire, sufficiently loaded in order to make wire should be straight and toward vernier scale reading is noted. मतलब हम reference wire and wire के free end को that is in pan we are adding something weight for that wire should be straight. When the wire is straight, that time we get a very good vernier scale reading, and from that vernier scale reading we get the further calculation. For getting this, we are adding something weight on the pan of the reference wire as well as experimental wire, because we need that wire should be straight. Now the experimental wire Q gradually loaded in order to bring wire under the tensile stress. Every time vernier reading is noted. The difference between two vernier reading gives the elongation produced for the given load. Guys, in previous lecture we have studied about formula for the Young's modulus, longitudinal stress, longitudinal strain. That terms here we are going to use. I want to tell you one more thing. If yet you have not watched that lectures on the elasticity topic series, previous lecture, please go and watch that lectures, because that lectures gives more important things related to the elasticity topic for the understanding. Okay, let's see. This small r is the radius of the experimental wire Q initially. जो ये हमारा experimental wire Q है, इसकी radius small r है. This is small r, and capital L with the length of the experimental wire Q initially, and capital L, this is a length initially for the experimental wire Q. Have you got this? Small r is the radius for this experimental wire Q initially. The area of a cross section of that wire Q is pi r square, because this is a cylindrical wire and area of a cylindrical wire is pi r square. Let small l be the elongation or increase in the length of wire Q. We know that capital L is the original length. ये जो capital L है is original length and small r is the radius. Then what is the elongation created in the experimental wire Q? That is small l extension created in the experimental wire here. When mass m is attached to the lower end of the Q, that is extension or elongation L produced in the experimental wire Q for applied force mg, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. I will show this information in the form of formula. See here, by definition, we know that Young's modulus is the ratio of longitudinal stress to that of longitudinal strain. Then we know that formula for the longitudinal stress, because in previous lecture we have studied that longitudinal stress is equal to applied force per unit cross section area, means mg divided by pi r square. And also we have studied that longitudinal strain is nothing but the change in length that of original length. So small l divided by capital L, because small l is the change in length, that is elongation created in the wire Q, and capital L is the original length. So by putting this value in the formula, that is Young's modulus is equal to longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain. mg divided by pi r square whole divided by change in length small l divided by original length capital L. Then by rearranging this, we get mg original length divided by pi r square elongation created in that wire. Means Young's modulus is equal to mg capital L divided by pi r square into L, where measuring extension is small l, that is elongation created in wire Q. R is the radius of the experimental wire and L is the original length of the experimental wire Q. From this, noting load, Young's modulus can be determined. By using this formula number 14, we get Young's modulus in the material of a wire. Are you got this point? Guys, until now we have completed about Young's modulus of a material of a wire. Now, next we are going to study about the next point, that is a relation between Young's modulus, coefficient of a linear expansion, thermal stress. In this case, we are going to study about what is the effect of temperature on the metal wire. Also, we will see by increasing or decreasing the temperature, what will be the effect on the length of elastic material wire. Next of that, we see which strain is coming in picture here. Next, if the length of elastic wire increases due to the increase in temperature, what will be the force here? And also, we study in this case which modulus of elasticity we will observe. So, for getting idea all about this, we will see by using a simple example. For understanding about the relation between Young's modulus, coefficient of a linear expansion, thermal stress, firstly we will understand about what is a linear expansion. For this, we are taking a one metal rod or metal wire. See, this is a metal rod and this metal rod having original length, that is L0. This is the length of metal rod, that is L0, and this is a cross sectional area. This is denoted by capital E. Now we are heating or we are giving a temperature on the one end of this metal rod. On this one end of the metal rod, we are starting to heat it. This is our burner B. With the help of this burner, we are heating on the one end of this metal rod, and after starting the heating, the temperature rises in this metal rod. After heating, we will observe the length of metal rod increases. See, this is the length which is increased due to the heating or rising temperature. That means after heating, the length of metal rod increases. It means that its original length, this is L0, and after heating, its length increases. That means its final length is L minus L0. This complete length of rod is L, and after increasing, it becomes, this portion becomes L minus L0. Okay, means L0 is the original length, L minus L0 is a final length, and alpha is denoting coefficient of a linear expansion. See here, this L0 is the original length. I have shown in the figure. This L0 is the original length before heating the rod, and L minus L0 is the final length. See, this is L minus L0, that is change in length. Means L is the final length and L0 is the original length, and alpha is the coefficient of the linear expansion. जो अल्फा है वो coefficient of a linear expansion है. From this figure, we are getting idea about after increasing the temperature of a metal rod, there is a increasing length of metal rod. जब हम metal rod को temperature दे रहे हैं, due to that heating, there is a increase in length of metal rod, and metal rod की length में increase होने से हमें क्या मिलता है, force पर कैसे affect होता है, ये चीजें हम देखने वाले हैं. Again, for the better understanding, I am giving one more example related to our daily life. So listen carefully. हम हमारे घर के बाहर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, दैट इज लाइट के पोल्स एंड लाइट के जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के वायर होते हैं, ये बहुत बार देखते हैं हम. सो हियर आल्सो सपोज हम घर के बाहर से जा रहे हैं एंड हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की लाइन के पोल्स के बीच में से जा रहे हैं और देख रहे हैं. हम घर के बाहर, हमने बहुत बार देखा है कि हमारे घर के बाहर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, दैट इज लाइट के पोल्स एंड लाइट के वायर्स देखने को मिलते हैं. हियर आल्सो सपोज दैट हम घर के बाहर से घूम रहे हैं एंड वहाँ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की लाइन जा रही है. दैट मीन्स क्या इमेजिनेशन होगा? दो पोल्स रहेंगे लाइट के, एंड उन दोनों पोलों के बीच में से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की लाइन, दैट इज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के वायर जा रहे हैं, वो हम देखते हैं। दोनों पोल के बीच में जो वायर देखते हैं वो वायर एल्यूमिनियम से बना होता है, दैट इज एल्यूमिनियम इज नथिंग बट द मेटल। इट मीन्स दैट वायर इज कंसिस्ट ऑफ मेटल, ताकि मेटल से हमारा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास आउट होता है, बिकॉज मेटल आर द गुड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। आपने उस वायर की ओर कभी अच्छे से ऑब्जर्व किया हो तो आपको याद आएगा कि ऐसे हमारा एक लाइट पोल है, हम दूसरा एक लाइट पोल ड्रॉ करेंगे। दिस इज आवर अनदर लाइट पोल, दीज आर द टू लाइट पोल्स। ये हमारा लाइट का वायर है जो मेटल से बना हुआ है। दिस इज अ वायर, वो मेटल से बना है ये। एंड ये जो है दो सपोर्ट है, सपोर्ट नथिंग बट लाइट पोल्स। आप जो इमेजिनेशन कर रहे थे वो पिक्चर, वो डायग्राम मैंने ड्रॉ किए, बिकॉज हमारे घर के पास से ऐसे ही लाइट के पोल्स हमने देखे हैं ना। बाय यूजिंग दिस एग्जाम्पल वी विल गेटिंग आइडिया अबाउट दिस कंसेप्ट। सी दिस इज द वायर विच इज स्ट्रेट। हमारा वायर एकदम टाइट है, बट कभी कभी हम वायर, ये जो वायर है वो ऐसे डिप्लेक्ट हुआ ऐसे देखते हैं गर्मी के सीजन में वगैरह, ये वायर थोड़ा सा लूज हो जाता है। देन कभी कभी हम ये वायर ऐसा लूज हुआ हुआ देखते हैं, तो डिप्लेक्ट क्यों होता है वायर? व्हाट विल बी द रीजन बिहाइंड दिस फेनोमेना? तो इस वायर के शेप में डिप्लेशन क्यों आ जाता है? व्हाट विल बी द रीजन बिहाइंड इट? नाउ वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड कंसेप्ट बिहाइंड इट। लेट्स सी, दिस इज अ मेटल वायर जहाँ से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सप्लाई होती है, एंड हियर टेम्परेचर, दैट इज नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर इज 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस। एंड ये जो दोनों पोल्स है वो इस इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के वायर को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। यहाँ हमने नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस लिया है। एंड अब समर का सीजन आने वाला है, दैट इज जैसे कि गर्मी का मौसम आ रहा है, समर सीजन आया वैसे टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज हो रहा है। दैट इज हमारा टेम्परेचर यहाँ दैट इज 80 नॉट है स्टार्टिंग टेम्परेचर और इनिशियल टेम्परेचर, एंड इट इज अ फाइनल टेम्परेचर दैट इज T1 विच इज इक्वल टू 42 डिग्री सेल्सियस होगा। सपोज इट इज अ 42 डिग्री सेल्सियस। गाइस, समर आने पर क्या होगा? गर्मी बढ़ जाएगी। गर्मी बढ़ने से क्या होगा? टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज होगा, एंड इस टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज होने से क्या होगा? इस मेटल की वायर की जो लेंथ है वो चेंज हो जाएगी, इसकी पोजीशन चेंज हो जाएगी। ये जो वायर है हमारा वो ऐसे हो जाएगा, थोड़ा सा डिप्लेक्ट हो जाएगा। दैट मीन्स वो हमारा वायर थोड़ा सा लूज हो जाएगा। पहले जैसा टाइट था ना रूम टेम्परेचर 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस को, आफ्टर समर आने के बाद, आफ्टर इंक्रीजिंग द हीट और टेम्परेचर, ये ऐसा हो जाएगा। हमने देखा भी है, बहुत बार ऑब्जर्व भी किया है, ये ऐसे हो जाएगा। वी नो दैट आवर वायर इज मेड अप ऑफ मेटल, एंड मेटल कंसिस्ट ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स, एंड दैट मॉलिक्यूल्स हैव सम एनर्जी। आई विल शो यू। दिस इज अ मेटल वायर जो मेटल से बना हुआ है, एंड ये मॉलिक्यूल्स है मेटल के अंदर। मेटल नथिंग बट इट इज अ सॉलिड मेटल रॉड और मेटल वायर, ये हमारे मॉलिक्यूल्स है। ये मॉलिक्यूल्स है, ये मेटल रॉड है। मेटल रॉड के अंदर जो मॉलिक्यूल्स है इनकी एनर्जी होगी कुछ तो कुछ, एंड ये पार्टिकल्स जो है, मॉलिक्यूल्स जो है, इनकी एनर्जी जो होगी वो काइनेटिक एनर्जी होगी, और ये काइनेटिक एनर्जी ड्यू टू द टेम्परेचर होगी। हम देखते हैं जैसे कि टेम्परेचर बढ़ता है हमारा वायर लूज हो रहा है। हियर इट इज अ लूज एंड इट इज अ टाइट 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस। आफ्टर हीटिंग और इंक्रीजिंग द टेम्परेचर, जैसे कि समर आया तो हमारा वायर लूज हुआ। वायर लूज होता है मीन्स टेम्परेचर की वजह से वायर की लेंथ में इंक्रीमेंट होता है, दैट इज इलोंगेशन क्रिएट होता है। मीन्स ओरिजिनल वायर की पोजीशन में चेंज आ जाता है, वो थोड़ा सा डिप्लेक्ट हो जाता है। ये थोड़ा सा डिप्लेक्ट हुआ है। सो दिस जो टाइट वायर है दैट इज ओरिजिनल वायर एट रूम टेम्परेचर, मीन्स उसकी लेंथ L होगी। सी हियर दिस इज L। एंड जब इंक्रीज किया हमने टेम्परेचर तो लेंथ ऑफ वायर आफ्टर इंक्रीजिंग द टेम्परेचर डेल्टा L हुई। दिस इज ए डेल्टा L। दैट मीन्स जो एक वायर डिप्लेक्ट हुआ है, वायर लूज हुआ है, दैट इज उसकी पोजीशन एंड उसकी लेंथ डेल्टा L होगी। दैट इज डेल्टा L इज इक्वल टू प्रीवियस साइड में हमने देखा है L माइनस L नॉट। मीन्स ओरिजिनल वायर की पोजीशन दैट इज उसकी शेप, उसकी लेंथ में थोड़ा सा चेंज आएगा, वो डिप्लेट हो जाएगा। मीन्स स्टार्टिंग में एट 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस एट नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर उस मेटल वायर की लेंथ एल थी, दिस इज एल, and after increasing the temperature there is a something change in the length of metal wire, that is delta L. ये जो मेटल की लेंथ है, मेटल वायर की लेंथ है, दैट इज डेल्टा एल, एंड डेल्टा एल इज नथिंग बट एल माइनस एल नॉट। प्रीवियस स्लाइड में हमने देखा है डेल्टा एल इज इक्वल टू एल माइनस एल नॉट। सी हियर दिस इज एल माइनस एल नॉट विच इज डेल्टा एल, change in length of the wire. Means after increasing the temperature energy of the molecules rising, energy of molecules rise हो रही है। Why the energy of molecules rising? That is due to the increase in temperature. It means that by increasing the temperature there is increase in collision of the particles within the wire. एक collision जो हो रहा है फास्टली हो रहा है ड्यू टू इंक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर और राइज इन टेम्परेचर। सो जैसे विद इन द वायर पार्टिकल्स का कोलिजन ज़्यादा होगा वैसे वायर की लेंथ इंक्रीज होगी। सो चेंज इन लेंथ दैट इज डेल्टा एल इज ड्यू टू द इंक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर। फ्रॉम दिस एक्सप्लेनेशन, by considering the metallic rod of length original length L at temperature T degree Celsius. T degree Celsius is nothing but the starting temperature which is 25 degree Celsius. यहाँ देखो ये 25 degree Celsius which is starting temperature at room temperature or normal temperature. If temperature of wire increases by delta C, it means here normal temperature is 25 degrees Celsius and after increasing temperature that is 42 degrees Celsius, what is the difference between T1 and T0? That is T1 minus T0 is equal to 42 degrees Celsius minus 25 degrees Celsius is equal to 17 degrees Celsius. This is 17 degrees Celsius. From this we can say that change in length is directly proportional to the original length into change in temperature. लेंथ में कितना बदलाव आ रहा है ये ओरिजिनल लेंथ इंटू उसका चेंज इन टेम्परेचर के प्रोपोर्शनल में है। सो फ्रॉम दिस इक्वेशन कम्स दैट इज डेल्टा एल इज इक्वल टू अल्फा इंटू एल इंटू डेल्टा टी, एंड दिस अल्फा इज नथिंग बट द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ अ लीनियर एक्सपेंशन। मीन्स यहाँ हम थर्मल चीजें कर रहे, राइज टेम्परेचर कर रहे, इंक्रीज कर रहे, दैट्स वाई that alpha comes in proportionality constant. That means alpha is the coefficient of a linear expansion. By rearranging the equation number 15, we will get alpha is equal to delta L divided by delta T into 1 divided by L. Here alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion, delta L is the change in length and delta T change in temperature, and this L is the original length, and this is the equation number 16 which gives the value of coefficient of linear expansion. Next of that, rearranging this equation number 6 becomes delta L divided by original length, that is L. This is equation number 17. And previously in lecture 3rd we have studied that longitudinal strain is equal to change in length divided by original length, and see here उसकी change in length क्या है? This is a delta L, एक change in length है। Put this value in the equation of longitudinal strain, change in length that is delta L and original length L. So strain is equal to delta L divided by L, that is equation number 18. Here we have observed that equation number 17 and equation number 18 की right side same है. So we can say that left hand side of both equation will be the same. So by taking this consideration, alpha delta T is equal to strain, that is equation number 19. Now we have to find out the value of strain. What is a strain? We have studied that the formula of the Young's modulus, that is Y, and Young's modulus is nothing but the ratio of stress to that of strain. From this we will get the idea about the strain. Okay, by rearranging this we get Y is equal to stress divided by strain, that is equation number 20, and we know that stress is equal to force upon area, that is applied force per unit cross sectional area or restoring force per unit cross sectional area. Force is F and A is area. So put this value of stress in equation number 20. So we get Young's modulus Y is equal to this force F by A and in divided by that is the strain. So equation Y is equal to F divided by area into strain. On rearranging we get strain is equal to F divided by Young's modulus into area. See, this is equation number 21, which gives the value of strain. Previous equation, we also getting the strain here. Alpha delta T is equal to strain. From this, equation number 19 and equation number 21 has the same right hand side. See here, this is also we getting strain, and here also we getting strain. So by equating left hand side of equation 19 and 21, we get alpha delta T is equal to force divided by Young's modulus into area of a cross section of a wire. On rearranging this equation, we will get the value of force. This force ये सब वैल्यू y इंटू एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन हम लेफ्ट साइड को लेके जाएंगे. दैट इज सो इक्वेशन बिकम्स फोर्स इज इक्वल टू एफ इज इक्वल टू y इंटू अल्फा इंटू डेल्टा टी इंटू एरिया ऑफ अ क्रॉस सेक्शनल. This is the equation of a force. From this, force is exerted by the metal rod or metal wire due to the heating or rising in temperature. This is the force. We have find that the force exerted by the rod due to increasing the temperature. Here alpha is the constant quantity. This y, which is Young's modulus, this is also a constant quantity, and area, that is a is equal to pi r square. Here pi is also constant quantity. Means force exerted by the wire is affecting radius and temperature of the wire. Put this area value, that is pi r square, which is the area of a cylindrical wire. Cylindrical wire का area pi r square होता है. Now putting this value in equation number 22, we will get this force F is equal to Young's modulus into linear expansion coefficient into change in temperature into area, that is pi r square. This is equation number 23. Here I have mentioned that what is the F, what is the Y, what is the alpha, what is the delta and area, that terms used in equation. कभी कभी हमें ये terms न्यूमेरिकल्स में प्रॉब्लम्स में दिए होते हैं, अल्फा की वैल्यू, डेल्टा टी की वैल्यू, एरिया की वैल्यू, एंड वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय द वायर. From this equation 23, we say that this y is Young's modulus, which is a constant. Pi is also constant, and it alpha, that is linear expansion coefficient, is also constant. It means that F is directly proportional to the delta T into r square. So we will conclude that this conclusion: radius of a wire increases, then force exerted by the wire also increases. Means F is directly proportional to r square. That means force increases when radius of the wire increases. Next, B said that final temperature increases, then also force exerted by the wire increases. See, delta T is equal to T1 minus T0. ये T1, that is final temperature जब increase होगा तो obviously delta T increase हो रहा है, and delta T जब increase हो रहा है ये force पर affect कर रहा है, means हमारा force भी increase हो रहा है. So force is depend on the value of delta T and radius of the wire. It means that in this case force increases after increase in length of the wire due to the increase in temperature. जितना हम टेम्परेचर राइज करेंगे उतनी ही हमारी फोर्स की वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो रही है. इट मीन्स दैट देयर इज इलोंगेशन क्रिएटेड इन द लेंथ ऑफ वायर और मेटल वायर ड्यू टू इंक्रीज इन टेम्परेचर. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. इट इज a use of math. So many equations are here. Keep this equation in your mind or pause this video and note down this equations in your notebook, ताकि नेक्स्ट वीडियो में जब हम ये इक्वेशन की हेल्प से न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करेंगे तो आपको जल्दी समझ में आएगा. एंड प्लीज रिवाइज दिस इक्वेशंस आल्सो. So in this lecture we have completed about relation between force, linear expansion coefficient and thermal stress. Thermal stress is nothing but longitudinal stress here. Here this is stress. Young's modulus क्या होता है? Longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain. Means here longitudinal stress is come in picture, and Young's modulus is also working here. Okay. Hope you understood this concept of force and linear expansion coefficient and thermal stress. Okay. Here thermal heating or increasing temperature, we getting the change in length of the wire, so that we considering thermal stress. That is change in length means our जब हम हीट कर रहे हैं वायर को तो हमारा थर्मल स्ट्रेस हम यहाँ कंसीडर करें, बिकॉज थर्मल कंसेप्ट की वजह से, दैट इज हीटिंग की वजह से हमारे लेंथ की वायर में चेंज आ रहा है, एंड दैट स्ट्रेस वी आर कंसीडरिंग हियर. नाउ वी विल स्टॉप and we will meet in next lecture. So be connected with this channel. Guys, this is all about today's lecture on the elasticity topic series. You guys are genius. Keep learning, keep growing, be part of Physics Warrior by Shukanya YouTube channel and be happy. If you like our video lectures, please watch upcoming lectures also and also hit on the like button. Please subscribe the channel and if possible, please share with your friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you.